So let's be real and let's talk about violence. It's not just something for incarcerated individuals or anybody that's looking for a reentry plan. It's actually even a common concern just out on the road, like road rage and things like that. They do have a lot of different programs out there, like anger management. I do know that, like through yoga, mindfulness, and meditation, it is going to help you calm the nervous system down and be able to like focus on different things. But if you don't know how to do those things or have a base to begin with, it's pretty frustrating just to be able to think like, okay, I sit here, I stand in this pose, I'm supposed to feel different. Like, why am I not feeling different? So it does leave you frustrated and just thinking maybe you're not doing something right. And some of the programs they do have available for those that are incarcerated have an extremely long wait list, or they're just not available because the prison itself is in an inaccessible area, or just the volunteers aren't there, or maybe there's just not enough staff on hand to even allow the programs to be held. A lot of different sources out there, but it's really about individuals and personalizing it. Cognitive behavior therapy seems to be really popular. So I took the next step and I kind of just Googled it to find out more about who invented it and what was going on. It actually was kicked off by this doctor named Albert Ellis. So Albert Ellis basically said, we disturb ourselves. So when we have our thoughts, beliefs, and experience and our values combining with our emotions and our attitude, and then they show through our actions and our behaviors. So we can have thoughts and emotions and values like, you're not allowed to make mistakes, or men can't cry, or you must do this or something like this would happen. But sometimes when you have those things and then you have the emotions of feeling sad or embarrassed, and then those things combined, you feel like less than a person. And when you are thinking those disturbed thoughts, as he would say, and then you put them together, that right there, you have the choice to be able to change those things. So when your thoughts combine with your emotions and then they come out through your reactions or your responsive, whether they're negative or positive, those end up being in another cycle. So your next experience with the same thing or something similar could have the same reaction if we don't take initiative to get off our asses and actually try to stop these things and think about, why am I doing this? Is there something that makes sense in here? Like, there may not even be a real legit reason. I mean, other than being like, you didn't make me feel good. But you know what? It's nobody else's responsibility to make you feel good other than yourself. So believing anything outside of ourselves has power over our emotions or our mindset simply isn't true. And people aren't mind readers. The only way that you can show someone that you disapprove is through your body and your actions. And I'm not saying that you don't have a legit cause to justify yourself, but a lot of times we're not looking to change those things. We don't even recognize those things or even have the awareness. So instead, we just lash out in violence or a destructive behavior because we just don't know how to cope. We're lacking the coping skills. And sometimes it's not even about not knowing that you can stop those things or that it is an option. Sometimes like we have these emotions and these feelings and we don't even have a word to put with them. And that in itself is is just really frustrating because, you do feel confined inside your own body and you can't even express yourself. So, that is the only way you know how to express yourself to get your point across is, just aggressiveness. But there are other ways to be assertive without violence. But when you start changing your basic outlook on life and paying attention to the way that you talk to yourself, you have the opportunity to be able to pick and choose better places for you to do and better ways to spend your time. And eventually, most of the time, you won't be in those situations. Or when you are, you'll know how to respond instead of react. You'll stop being a victim of circumstance and you'll begin to look for more ways to get what you want. And this is what we call connecting the dots. We continually just put these dots out there, connecting them to be more opportunities for ourselves. So eventually, the more dots that we get out there and we connect them, the clearer the picture will be for us and our goals. So we focus on those things, like Focusing on actions that we can take to improve ourselves and improve our situation. So what's really cool though, Dr. Ellis, he talks about how humor disrupts the pattern. And what this means is that because humor is a thinking skill and an emotional skill, ha ha ha, and the action skill, because you actually laugh, that it totally disrupts the whole pattern of your thought cycle. So maybe next time you do, think these disturbing thoughts of ourselves or things, you can think of like different fun jokes or something funny. And if you don't have one, then I have this really bad dad joke. So why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie? He was too far out, man. I think I was kind of laughing because someone had referred to me as Angry Birds, the little angry bird that's assigned to go do yoga and meditation, and I was like, "What? That's not right. I'm the bomb bird." So, fun fact about laughing is it's super awesome for your nervous system. Yeah. So, laugh at yourself or me. In the description below, I'm going to put this really cool handy tool by Dr. Peters. She reinvented this emotional color wheel. Explaining the videos about how she doesn't like to call the emotions negative or positive because they all have value. But with the emotional wheel, she also put a needs wheel in there. So I think it's really cool. Like, I've never seen a needs wheel before. So it's able to tell you, like, this is what I need. Maybe I need more compassion. Maybe I need support. You can also look for these things like in building new friendships, but also, how do you show up for yourself? How do you support yourself? How do you, think and feel about yourself when you have these low emotions or when you have these high emotions? Like, do you allow yourself to even understand your emotions? So one last fun tidbit before we go. Dr. Ellis, he said that making up humorous songs will totally rip out depression and anxiety. So think of this. Polished turds and just throw that shit around. Bye.